tweet it out.
Hey everyone, and welcome to VYTALCast. I'm your host David, and this is Sunny.
Hi, I exist.
Yeah, because last time I was alone.
I'm
Uh,
so sorry.
no, it's all right.
The past while for me has just been crazy.
Yeah, I get that. My life's been kind of up and down. Like sometimes I even forget we're doing VYTALCast. Hey, hails to
Yeah.
Dako and Verif. You guys
Hello.
made it in right at the 30-second mark. Congrats. uh, it's funny because I bet right after you two, we're gonna get two people being like, "Well, we missed." It's like we're still just a minute in. So let's just start a bit with how our week went.
Okay.
Hey, Huntusty. So for me, work's been crazy, but I had a work day where I had to work underneath a different supervisor,
Mm-hmm.
and they treated me like such trash. Like I was pretty peeved because I've been working at the same job for 3 years, and I've never been treated that way by a leadership position person. And to make it worse, they were mad at me for the machine being broken, which was out of my control. And so they switched me and this other person so the other person's doing the machine and I'm just taking care of what's coming out. And the machine was just getting worse and worse. So then they stopped it. The leader person stopped it and had to fix the machine. So you think they'd apologize to me because they're like, "Oh, you can't talk because you're not doing everything right and stuff." And they never did. Even when I asked for an apology, they're like, "Oh, that never happened." I'm like, "Screw you, dude."
Yeah, that sounds pretty shit.
Yeah. But oh, just saw your tweet. I was like, "What is that?" I thought it was gonna be Discord. Yeah, there was work, but then on the same day, I was at the studio and they actually gave me some soundproofing foam pads on my wall.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So, because I've noticed I had a slight echo problem in many of my videos, and for well over a year I've been wanting to fix it, but I just never spent money to get pads.
Yeah.
Because I looked on Amazon, they're like $20, and
Yeah, I'm sure really good ones can be super expensive.
yeah, I mean they're just standard foam, but it's the shape of them that helps and all that. But the studio manager, when I asked him about it, I'm like, "Hey, so if I have my mic placed here and the wall's here and I'm having a slight reverb off of the wall, what do I do?" And he's like, "Oh." And then he just showed me he literally just uses a towel over one of those for music, they hold the sheet music for instrument players and stuff. He just holds a towel over one of those and puts it behind the microphone. I'm like, "What?" I'm like,
that sounds like something I would do. I'm so cheap.
well, it's funny because he's had Madonna in that sound booth, which means when Madonna was recording in that sound booth, she was singing to a towel hanging off of something. I was
Wow.
like, "What?"
That's pretty legit.
Yeah, I'm like, "Man," but he had these extra foam pads and gave it to me. So anyway, to the RWBY business. There were a few fan theories submitted to me. The one that caught my eye out the most was submitted by Brandon, and he had a theory that how they're gonna get into Mistral. I mean, how they're gonna get out of Mistral and go into Atlas. Don't know why I flipped those around. That the gang is gonna go to the underground crime circle, not the crime, but they have a lot of underground stuff going on, shady business, and in Mistral. So he's thinking that they'll get in contact with someone down there and they'll sneak them past all the border stuff to get into Atlas, which I think sounds pretty believable,
Yeah.
Although it would be nice if the whole gang could just turn into birds and fly over there, because I'm pretty sure Crow would just be like, "I'm gonna head up before you and get there as a bird," hopefully not raise too many eyebrows.
Yeah, do they really have to sneak in though? It's Verif said, Ironwood is on their side, but also Hunt SD just said it gives us an excuse to see more of Mistral, which I would personally like, but it doesn't. I don't remember if there's like a specific reason they would have to sneak in there besides they want to like hide the relic, I guess, because it's a gigantic thing. Like, how are you gonna hide that?
Well,
But
I mean, I think the whole reason why they have to sneak in there is because Atlas's borders are closed, which even if they did have the connection with Ironwood, I don't think he'd be able to do anything about it. Like, they might be able to like call him, but I think he's gonna be like, yeah, I can't do anything about that. Because there's, like, no one going in, no one going out. Like, even Winter had to, like, leave Mistral to go back to Atlas. So, I think it's just going to be them having to sneak in illegally.
yeah,
But also, as Hunt SD said, it gives us an excuse to see more Mistral, which is one of the biggest criticisms of Volume 5 was they were in Mistral the entire time. What did we see? Student apartments! Like, that was pretty much it. Like, we didn't even get like a room tour. Okay, Larissa was retweeting. Like, it would have been nice to get like a little room tour of like, oh, this is how they decorated their stuff. I mean, I guess we got to see Yang and Weiss's room, but it was like so vanilla. I mean, they haven't been there long and don't have any of their stuff, but it still would have been nice to like see them be able to relax a little bit, because they have been relaxing a little bit, but like relaxing a little bit by going into the town and getting some stuff to like personalize their temporary living situation. But oh well. Okay, Vera said Jack even said in volume 4 that Ironwood's permission was what was needed to cross the border. Yeah, but I think Ironwood's also a very paranoid person and is like over precautious, so I don't think he'd take any risk, because I think if he sends a ship out to get the rest of the gang, it also leads the risk of it being attacked by Salem's forces, or like giving an opening for Salem's people to get into Atlas, even though obviously Watson must have a way going in and out. So who knows? Who knows? I think it's a little bit more complicated than that, because I think there's a bunch of politics in it, because everyone's looking at Atlas. Any thoughts on that?
I don't know. Like, I don't know why I feel this way, because if you like analyze everything that happened, it makes total sense. But for some reason, it like, I don't know why I think this way. It's like so stupid, but it just seems irrelevant to me. Like I said, I don't know why that like dust embargo and like everyone might declare war on Atlas. Like I get why. Like, that's the point. I get why it's there, but for some reason I can't get it out of my mind that I'm like, this is so stupid. I guess it's because like we know exactly what happened at Beacon, so it's like the world doesn't have to declare war on Atlas. It wasn't their fault. I guess that's why, but like, it's still there, and that makes sense because like most of the world doesn't know exactly what happened and why it happened. But I don't know. Just every time I think about it, I'm like, why does this exist?
Yeah, I think it's just like, again, Ironwood's just over precautious, and Vera said like I mean, I gotta ask for some clarification. Do you think Ironwood is going to turn against Oz and the gang? Like, because he said it would be interesting to see some plot development if he turned against them. But his reasoning was, like, he hasn't had the most respect for Oz's choices, but I think he has respect for Oz, and obviously, like, he thinks Ozpin is not doing enough, so then Ironwood just overkills everything. Like, he brings a freaking army to a tournament, for crying out loud. So... and also Hunt SD said another great war will help Salem's plans. So I think him being over precautious is the reason why he would not help. I think he'd be like, yeah, I'll help you once you get in here, but I can't help you get in. Or maybe he'd even tell them like, hey, don't come at all. Everything's gonna be totally fine. Or maybe he's learned his lesson and was like, actually, no, please come, because I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing. In case of Volume 3, you know?
Yeah.
But
I'm kind of curious, like, why they have to go to Atlas next. Like, what does Ozpin know that we don't? I mean, obviously he knows a lot, but like, I'm just wondering like why we're going to Atlas next.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll be explained, but a lot of people have been thinking that maybe the artifacts have to be collected in a certain order.
Yeah.
And or
would
like
that be why like Cinder couldn't find it at Beacon? That would be a reason.
Well, I'm thinking like that would have been like a nice first start, and then like I'm thinking it more as a circle, like a cycle circle, not like a 1, 2, 3 order. And so it's like, okay, we can't find this one, so we're gonna go to the next one and then just collect in that order, and we'll get back to the original one we were finding. And hey, Stoic. Dude, notifications have been really screwed up. Like, we have the whole bell system for a reason, and now the bell system doesn't even work. So, like, a lot of people that I know, our views have just, like, plummeted because subscription boxes aren't working, and then the bell, which is supposed to be the safety net for when subscription boxes don't work, failed. So, it's... who knows when YouTube will get it working. They'll just keep shoving out YouTube originals instead of taking that funding into their own website.
YouTube is off the rails. Like, I don't know what's going on. Oh my gosh.
Like, did you hear about the tweet they had?
Which one?
The, like, and yet you follow us one? Like,
yes.
There's, like, that, and there was, like, something like, oh, and then someone said, can you get your site working? Or, like, they said something, and they're like, disagree. And it's like, YouTube, you can't be edgy. We don't follow you for that. Like, like you need to be in good standing with us. Like, Wendy's, yeah, she could be sassy all she wants. Her food's freaking amazing. But get your website working properly like it used to, and then maybe you can work yourself to being sassy. But what kind
like, you can mess around on social media once you're actually competent.
What do you think the Schnee Dust Company's like Twitter account would be like?
Oh my god.
Do you think they have like a sassy like Jack Schnee, or like or maybe like drunk Mrs. Schnee is like on it and is in control, and she's like, buy our stuff.
That would be really funny, but like honestly they're probably so uptight about it. Like, yeah. I totally, like, that would be so cool to see. Like, I know people make fake Twitter accounts for, like, Team RWBY, Team Juniper, whatever, but, like, the companies of Remnant, like, what would the business Twitter for the Schnee Dust Company look like? And then, then they have, like, customer service, and they're trying to respond to all the angry Faunus tweets.
Yeah, like, people were like, what about the Faunus that died in that mine? They're like, what mine? What Faunus?
That was an unfortunate accident. Blah blah blah.
Like, I can only imagine like Ilya having like one of those like profile picture filters that is like something against Schnee Dust Company.
Oh, like the Facebook filters?
Yeah, like those. Yeah, like I know that wasn't like a Twitter thing, but we were talking about Twitter, but so. Like, really? They're updating when people like your comments? That's, like, weird. Like, I haven't noticed that at all. But I guess no one's liking my comments. Other than when I get, like, the heart. When people like my comment, like, if I comment on a video...
Yeah.
Like, I guess no one likes my comments. Sometimes I'll, like, put funny jokes on Sugar Pine 7 videos and whatnot, but no one likes them. Oh. Unless you're talking about, like, the heart, like... So, like, if you commented on my video and I put a heart on it on your comment, then you get the notification. I think, is that what you're talking about? Because I know that you're supposed to get notifications on. But that's because, like, hey, the person that created the video that you liked. Anyway, yeah, I think YouTube's overcomplicating their system. And that's why they're, like, starting to have so many bugs. And it's like, YouTube, just stop. Just stop. Remnant's Tumblr, just as cancerous. Tumblr is like a weird mix of cancerous and freaking amazing. And it's like, honestly, it's kind of easy, sometimes not as easy, but it is possible to avoid the cancerous side of Tumblr. I've somehow really achieved that in the last month or two. Like, you just gotta follow the right people. So.
Yeah. I don't know. I remember, like, my early high school days, I would always, like, go over to my friend's house and we would always browse Tumblr and look for like all the outrageous stuff, and also there's like really good art on there. But like,
Yeah.
I swear, like
my friends wouldn't allow me to have Tumblr till I graduated high school. Like, they're like, you're not allowed to have Tumblr till you're 18. I'm like, what? Why?
Yeah. But like, I swear, like half of my inside jokes with my friends are from Tumblr posts or something.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
But I haven't been on there in like years.
I think Twitter's become my new Tumblr. Because all the jokes, it's weird. Twitter's now doing all the Tumblr jokes before Tumblr does the Tumblr jokes.
Yeah.
And so now
there's like awesome art on Twitter.
Yeah. So it's weird because now it's like, instead of people screenshotting Tumblr and putting on Twitter and Facebook, it's now like people screenshotting Twitter and putting it on Tumblr and Facebook. But anyway, enough about social media. Unless we're gonna talk about like how characters. Actually, what would Team RWBY's blogs be like?
Tumblr?
Yeah, like if they had Tumblr blogs. Because I think Yang's would be a lot of like party type related stuff. That and like workout videos.
Yeah.
And stuff.
I think Blake would be like super mellow and like have all the stuff about books, or then like the edgy art or like photography.
I think she'd be like a total like closet fangirl, I think.
Yeah,
she loves reading, and she's sharing all the fan fiction.
Yeah, she would have like her main like mellowed Tumblr, but then she'd have a side account where she's like fangirling and like, fan fiction.
Yeah. And then I could also imagine her also doing a lot of like Faunus rights stuff and all that, like Tumblr handle being like totally not a Faunus or something like that. Trying to be that way. Ruby Rose. No, I think RWBY would be more of like outlandish fangirl than Blake's. Blake would be more the sophisticated fan art and fan fiction, whereas RWBY is just like everything minus the lewd. But and then Weiss, what do you think Weiss's would be like?
I'm getting like vibes where she would be like, no, of course I don't have a Tumblr, but then like when she's all alone at night, she's gonna go late night blogging, you know.
I think hers will probably be like the aesthetic art blogs.
That too, yeah.
Yeah,
those are cool.
Yeah, I think she'd be doing a lot of that. Like, she'll like make those like aesthetic character charts, you know, when like people are like, oh, here's some nice pictures in a color scheme that'll represent this character, that character. Have you seen those? Yeah. Okay, just making sure. I'm like, I'm not the only one that follows the blog that does that, right? Okay. Stoic says, I keep running into it for some reason. Like, one side look at this amazing photorealistic space art to genocide the. Oh man, wow. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff on Tumblr, and honestly, I think Tumblr has like a problem that they need to fix with some of the stuff that they allow to be posted on there, which is kind of what like turned me off from like using the website as much.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, like anyone watching. I'm trying to plug in my computer.
Yeah, it's all right.
Okay.
Yeah, Tumblr's a weird mess, but you know, who's not a weird mess? Everyone's a mess deep down. You know, we all have squishy insides that you don't want on the outside, because then it's all messy. That took a weird turn. I would love to see their reactions to all the weird crap pairings. Dude, no, seriously, like, imagine Team Sun, though, because I imagine Team Sun gets all the weird pairings in the world of Remnant if they had Tumblr.
Ooh, yeah.
Because, like, Sun had a freaking fan of his abs. Do you remember that?
I mean, like, who isn't a fan of his abs?
Yeah, no, I'm doing a lot of like fit for RTX stuff, and a lot of it's mostly motivated by I want to do Sun for RTX, and so it's like, yeah, I need to get working on that, which I've made some good progress.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm more muscular.
I've also been going to the gym.
Yeah, I've been seeing you either been posting about that or school on Twitter, so
yeah.
I was like, hey, we're kind of doing the same stuff.
Oh, wait, speaking of RTX, I still don't know if I'm going, but like I missed the early bird ticket prices.
Yeah,
so...
I was gonna say you missed those early birds, which.
But okay, if I do get accepted to a research program, I'll probably get paid like at least $5,000 for it. So then I could afford RTX. But as of right now, I don't know what's going on.
I mean, you at least live in the same town as RTX, so
yeah,
you don't have to spend the hotel fees.
That is very true.
Like, I just barely got my hotel situation sort of figured out, like who I'm gonna be with and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sun's cosplay's going alright. I'm debating whether I wig or not wig. And then I just need to make the arm things. And then I pretty much have it set, other than like my physique. But physique's been going well. I just have a little bit more tummy fat to burn, and then I'll be good.
Cool.
I used to have such good abs in high school, and then I just let it all go. Just stopped. No, I used to like be doing like 3 hours worth of workouts every day because of my ballroom team alone. So, because it was like 2 hour-and-a-half long classes, and it was like hardcore workout stuff. But anyway,
I don't know, like, like, okay, if I do end up going to RTX, it's like cosplay is really fun, but like by the end of RTX, I'm like, oh, that was so exhausting, and like I had to micromanage my costume so much. So then, like, each year I probably won't cosplay next year, but then I'm like, I want to cosplay. But I think definitely if I go this year, I wouldn't cosplay.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I mean,
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I know how it feels to be, like, doing both cosplay and non-cosplay at RTX specifically. Mm-hmm. And I liked cosplay a lot more than I liked non-cosplay. Because cosplay was often, like, a conversation starter with some people, like, oh, you really like this character, and then you could like just talk about whoever you're dressed up as or the show. Whereas if you're not dressed up, then no one's approaching you for anything, and it's usually you having to approach people, which I am not mostly like the approacher type of person, unless I like really recognize the person, or I don't know. There's this one girl. Did you see the Ruby Rose / Borderlands cosplayer last year?
Yeah, I follow her on Facebook now. Like, she's great.
Oh yeah. Oh, oof, beautiful.
She's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I met her at RTX, and like she was super friendly and all that. And I wish I talked to her just a little bit more, just to be like, you know, get each other's like social media or some way to like regularly talk. But I follow her on Instagram, and when I posted my like RTX cosplay plans, she actually liked it within like 2 minutes, which is weird because she doesn't follow me, so I think she was just scrolling through like RWBY or RTX cosplay tags. But yeah, like people like that I like to talk to, but like I'll more easily go approach because it was like, oh my gosh, you got a crescent rose that's like functional and all of that, and like but other than that, like I really have to push myself to like talk to people sometimes. So, so if you ever see me at RTX and I'm like really shy or closed off, like, sorry. Hey, Brandon.
Hello. I don't know. Like, I think the major block for me doing cosplay is wigs, because I have such long hair that I have to stuff it all in the wig, and then it's really easy for me. No,
just buzz.
I can't. I don't want to. But like, it makes me get headaches, I think, and
probably
it's hard
from
to, like,
the heat.
Yeah, or maybe like if it's tight because there's so much hair in there. So I'm always like browsing like the wiki, and I'm like, why doesn't anyone have like normal hair?
I mean,
or like, okay, velvet is like pretty normal, but I don't have bangs anymore.
I mean, you could do like velvet, or like you could dye your hair and do Weiss, or Yang for that matter. Blake, I mean, they have long hair.
Yeah, but okay, they all have bangs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a hairstylist, so I don't know all this stuff. But and I'm just now starting to get into like cosplay wigs, but my hair is like relatively short, so I don't have like a problem putting on stuff and then wearing a wig all day. Although I've only done that a little bit. Oh yeah, and Ilya. Ilya doesn't have bangs.
I was looking. Where is she? I'm on the wiki. Where is she? Oh yeah, there she is. Yeah. Yeah, she's pretty normal. I don't know, because I always want to try to be like super accurate. So like if it's a character and like their eye color's different, then like I freak out and I'm like, I can't cosplay them.
Yeah, I know how that is, but like there's some like I say like if it's something to do with like your body, like skin color or something, like don't worry about it. But like eyes, there's like colored contact lenses, or like if it's hair color, you could always dye your hair. But you and Ilya have like similar color hair, so so like you could easily do that. And I don't know, like I think cosplay is just for everyone, no matter like what, you know. Okay, Hunt SD says we got a release date for Red vs. Blue season 16, a new character from yes. We I was gonna get to some of that in case we didn't have enough RWBY stuff, because we already talked about Brandon's theory. Sorry, Brandon, you missed all that, but it's weird. We went from that to like Schnee Dust Company Twitter accounts, but so you don't watch Red vs. Blue, huh? I remember saying you didn't watch it.
I'm on like season 5.
Yes. Okay, season 6 gets really, really interesting.
You can totally like spoil anything. Okay. I really don't care.
Well, okay. Well, season 16 had a release date. It's April 15th, which is a lot sooner than I expected, because for some reason I always thought Red vs. Blue was more in the summer, but I guess it starts more in the spring, then it goes into the summer.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and season 5 is great. Yeah, no. I'm not bashing the Blood Gulch Chronicles by any means. Like that's like the parts that I watch the most.
Seasons. Yeah.
Yeah, like they're really great. But season 6, that's when they start to have some help from Monty. Yeah. And there's going to be a few you'll know them when you see them, but that's when Monty starts to get a little bit involved. And then season 8 is when his involvement becomes like more of a main thing. And then seasons 9 and 10 are like heavy Monty help, which is awesome. Like honestly, if it wasn't for Red vs. Blue season 9 and 10, I probably wouldn't have blinked at RWBY. Like when I saw RWBY being announced, I would saw RWBY be like, "Oh, that's interesting." I mean, I might have checked it out just because I really liked anime at the time, and I mean, I still really like anime, but I think I wouldn't have been excited for RWBY when it first got announced if it didn't have, if I didn't see seasons 9 and 10 and knowing Monty was involved with those, and then seeing Monty's name attached to RWBY.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you've talked about that before, like you were so into Monty from Red vs. Blue that like that's how you got into RWBY. Yeah, because like
Red vs. Blue has like some of his best fighting animations. Like a few of them are like better than some of what we've seen on RWBY even. And like
I've seen some clips of like fights, so I know it's pretty legit.
Yeah, oh man, it's super legit. And it's kind of weird how I came across it, because I watched seasons 9 and 10 out of sync, meaning like I watched the episodes out of order. I watched only the combat episodes, and I hadn't seen seasons 1 through 8 at the point that I had jumped into it. So after season 10 ended, and like in between seasons 10 and 11, I had to like go backtrack and watch from the beginning and like try to get like catch up on the story. And I don't think it was even until like season 12 that I had actually watched all of Red vs. Blue. And so even now, it's like my knowledge on Red versus Blue is very not very concrete because I watched all of it in such a short amount of time. A lot of it just blended together, and a lot of it just went in one ear and out the other, which sadly has been happening a lot with RWBY since I started doing reaction videos, because I'm busy watching it but also trying to be entertaining, and then after that and the editing, I'm like done with the episode for the next couple of months. And it's not until like it comes out on Blu-ray that I rewatch the volume. Except for Volume 5. Volume 5 I've been rewatching off and on just to like remind myself of stuff.
Yeah, I totally want to like go back. I always want to go back and watch the old stuff, especially season 3 onward again. But I've just been so busy, so it's like I haven't been able to watch anything, and I just recently put my RWBY posters back up, so it's like every time I'm in my room, I'm like, okay, there's RWBY over there, there's RWBY over there, I should probably watch RWBY.
Yeah. Oh, man. So I just saw like a weird comment from Stoik that said, dang, I'm old. And then like, I could drink milk back then. I'm like, wait, is there a drinking age for milk where you're at? Anyway,
I think adults
joke.
Sometimes develop lactose intolerance.
Okay. You know, I've been experiencing a bit of that, which is funny because my dad's side of the family works a dairy farm.
Yeah.
So it's like my own blood is like betraying family, but yeah. Anyway, and then No Matter Nowhere, have you been keeping up on that at all? There hasn't been much, but
I literally have not seen anything except today I was on Twitter and I saw like 10 seconds no audio of some like girl with a gigantic backpack looking at some rocks with eyes. That's all I've seen.
Okay, that's what they posted today. And that girl, what's her name? I think I don't want to accidentally click on Discord. Actually, I'm gonna use Discord on my phone to find the name thing because someone did post.
Okay.
No. Oh yeah, her name's Scout. Okay, thank you, Verif.
Oh,
even though you
I knew that.
Yeah, her name's Scout. My Discord earlier last week or earlier this week, time is not a thing in my head at the moment, but when they released the picture of Toph and the information on her, a lot of it was screaming Toph from Avatar: The Last Airbender to me.
Yeah.
And even like a lot of her looks like Toph's looks from season 3, because they're in the Fire Nation and they're wearing the Fire Nation clothing, and her clothes really resemble the Fire Nation clothing. And like there's one thing near the end of her introduction bio that says like she's hunting down the nomad, and it's like, okay, that's like a Zuko thing right there, but like it is almost like, yeah, it's kind of weird. And like some people are saying maybe she's a reference to Toph, which, you know, I think it's kind of obvious she's a reference to Toph, but it's almost to the point where it's just like flat out copying Toph, which I don't know.
I haven't seen any pictures, so I'll look it up later though.
Yeah, and then Scout I like because she sounds a bit more original, but also I think she's voiced by Samantha Ireland. From what I could hear of her voice in that 1 minute clip, it's like a high, like very strong Southern accent, but I'm pretty sure it's Samantha Ireland playing her.
Cool. I like Samantha Ireland. She's so adorable.
Yeah. Oh man, she's just a ball of energy, but sometimes like she gets. Have you ever seen her when she's like really exhausted at RTX?
I mean, I saw her, like, I met her at RTX a little bit, but I don't think she looked especially tired.
Yeah, I mean, there's just sometimes where I see her, like she's trying to go, like, into the, like, area where only they can go into, and she just looks, like, very tired, or, like, I'm just so used to seeing her when she's on camera, and she's all very high and energetic, and has a lot of expression in her face, but this was, like, her walking like a normal person with zero expression at all. I'm like, and, like, people had to go, is that Samantha Ireland? And it was like, oh, wait, that is Samantha Ireland. She's just not, like, the way that we're used to seeing her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Verif said, I think a lot a lot of the similarities between Toph and Toph is coincidence. If you're looking for similarities, you're going to find them regardless of any actual connection. And he thought it was Elizabeth Maxwell. I mean, it might be. We'll see the credits
I like both
next
of their
week.
voices.
Yeah, they're both really great. Like Elizabeth Maxwell, last year was in my spotlight quite a lot, just because she was in a lot of the video games I bought, and then even more so, she's in RWBY. So, and like her character got introduced in Chibi, so because we didn't see her at all in Volume 5, I was disappointed. I wanted her in Volume 5, but yeah, it's been nice. She's really talented, and same as Samantha. And then I just wish Laura Bailey didn't play the Fall Maiden, because I like Laura Bailey as a voice actor, and that her character's already dead just makes me sad. I'm like, man.
Yeah, like it would have been cool if we got more like professional voice actresses like her to do more long-term characters.
Yeah.
But like, I like the little cameos, like Amber and that Atlas lieutenant. I forget the name of the voice actor, but like, it's that they have like the really quality one-liners or like the really short stuff, and it's like cool little cameos.
Yeah. Hold on, I just had to look up Nikki on Wikipedia. Wow, she's voiced by Elizabeth Maxwell. Oh, I thought she was also voiced by Samantha Ireland. Man, I'm just being proved wrong.
There's a lot of similarities.
Maybe Scout is Elizabeth Maxwell instead, because I don't know why. I just kept thinking it was Samantha Ireland. I'm just used to Samantha Ireland being in like a lot of Rooster Teeth stuff.
Oh yeah, Vera said Travis Willingham. That's the Atlas guy from Volume 3. Yeah, I liked him. I like that cameo.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. A lot of people.
The voice actor or the character?
Both. Like, I don't know which Atlas guy, and I don't know who the voice actor is from.
It was right during the invasion. He was like, Blues 1 and 2 get into defensive position. Then he was like, Blue 2, what's your status? And then he was like, oh, we're hit. And then he died.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know that guy. Okay. Yeah, and okay, Story is saying Laura can still come back, which I know, but I mean, I guess in voice acting that's a lot more common than in live action, unless they're like a low-budget, older TV series, or Psych, even, because there was like someone that was in Psych, and their character died, but then like a few years later they came back into Psych as a reoccurring character, but they were playing someone else, but it was the same actor.
Weird.
Yeah, I think that happened in Smallville as well. Let's see. Gives us something. Oh, and the Hunt SD is saying it gives us something to watch before Volume 6 in the fall. Which, yeah, I'm still... I don't know what I'm gonna do with, like, if I'm gonna do reaction videos for Red vs. Blue Season 16 or not. And then also with Nomad of Nowhere. I just don't want to be, like, only reactions, you know? I'm thinking I'm gonna try to go to close to daily uploads with mostly gaming videos, with then like fandom/anime talk episodes where it's like my thoughts on Ancient Magus Bride, and I talk about that show, or like I do analysis episodes and stuff. People on Twitter very strongly said yes. Which, by the way, if you voted in that poll, thank you. It was 100% yes. So. Oh, and he voiced Mustang in Full Metal Alchemist. You know, I haven't seen that show in so long, but I've been thinking about rewatching it after I finish Fate Apocalypse. So, or Jessica Jones, because Jessica Jones came out yesterday. There's just a lot. I'm being overwhelmed with content. I just have to admit that, like, just Rooster Teeth stuff alone, I feel like I'm getting overwhelmed, and then there's all these other shows I want to watch, and I guess my brain has the mentality of like I want to watch everything, but then it's weird. And I think
just like I have not been watching anything. Like my life is just insane. I'm going insane.
I mean, you're going to school. You at least have an excuse, but
yeah,
I'm just going insane without any of that. Strike says Matthew Mercer and/or Crispin Freeman comes out. Nowhere in my ovaries will explode. Dude, Matthew Mercer is a really good voice actor. I really enjoy him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Rooster Teeth is blessing us. I know. I'm fine with being blessed. It's just, at this point, I feel like they're just, instead of like sprinkling holy water onto me, they're just dunking my head into a pool of it. And it's just like, stop. What was that? Ooh. I said, stop. Okay, sorry. What?
I just remember, like, the one Rooster Teeth thing I've watched lately was the recent episode of On the Spot where Joel was the host.
Oh, I haven't seen that one yet. I've only seen like small little clips.
I'm so glad I watched that because like I didn't even realize, but I was just like watching it before I went to bed, and I didn't even like realize until I was losing my breath that I was laughing so hard. Like it was an amazing episode. Oh man! And honestly, like I mostly clicked on it just for Joel because I love Joel. He's amazing. Mm-hmm. But like I'm so glad I watched it.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised they let him back onto On the Spot because I remember last year on Twitter there was like a lot of people really angry at something he said on the Spot. I don't know.
I'm unaware of this.
I don't know what he said. Well, it was mostly like just one or two people, but they said it a lot and they retweeted other people that were saying similar stuff. Mm-hmm. But I unfollowed those people, so I don't see it anymore. But I'm just like, people make jokes. I think sometimes people get too sensitive with some jokes, and then some jokes I think definitely do deserve the criticism. But because I don't know what he said, I don't know which side of the line that was.
I don't know. Like this episode of On the Spot was pretty like rowdy. Like really? there were some like potentially sensitive jokes.
Oh, but I mean, it wouldn't be On the Spot without it.
Yeah, but like I thought it was really hilarious.
Yeah, On the Spot is where like most human decency goes to die for just 45 minutes.
Yeah.
It's pretty great. I think the last episode of On the Spot I watched was like the recent, like in front of a live, well, I mean they're all in front of a live audience, but when they're not in the studio, they're at the other place. Mm-hmm. So that was like the most recent one. They're like up on a stage and they had like 3 people per team. Oh, and Joel was in that one too. Dude, I wish that we could have like a Team RWBY On the Spot episode. Like get Lindsay cool. and Kara on one team, and then get Aaron and Barbara on the other, and just like let it be crazy. Oh, and then like bonus points if it's like Vic or Shannon being the host instead of John. So then it's like either Crow or Osmond like in charge.
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
Yeah, and it could be like White Rose versus Bumblebee or something. I don't know. What the heck? Okay, Stoic Drug just made a really crazy comment. And yeah, Brandon, we did have a Team RWBY always open. I think we've had 2, actually. But Stoic said Violet Evergarden and Darlene and the Franks, which Darlene and the Franks I've seen and is pretty good so far. Is still making my Kokoro go Doki Doki, and it's like, okay, I get that. I get that. Oh, man. Yeah, Shannon being the host would be amazing. And I know we were talking about Red versus Blue just a little bit earlier. And apparently Shannon plays a character in Red versus Blue named Agent Wash. And apparently he said Wash's story is coming to an end very soon. Although, and that makes me sad because Wash is my favorite character. But he's not he's a freelancer, not Red or Blue. So when people ask me who's my favorite, Red or Blue, I say like Caboose, but favorite overall character is Wash. So I'd be very disappointed if Wash leaves. But also I kind of want to see where he said that like there will be an end to his character, like because they didn't really give like a solid like, oh, it's in this interview or he said it at RTX last year or something, you know. it's like, hey, you know, I would like to be able to see this, or maybe I could just Google it right now, but it's, I don't know. Shannon's really great, and
Yeah.
see him in like one less Rooster Teeth show would be disappointing.
I mean, characters come and go, and they die, and things.
Well, Wash nearly died in the most recent season, for crying out loud. It scared the heck out of me. Yeah, I got thrown at the wiki, but it, like, everything's just like wiki. Man, okay, if I just normal scroll through the plot, that's gonna take forever. Okay, relationships, skipping. Okay, it's not gonna give me the info I'm looking for, but I'm gonna miss Wash like heck if he leaves. Yeah, it's just a rumor unless you could cite a source. So yeah, I'm just gonna say it's a rumor because there is no source. I'm probably gonna like look it up later and do a little bit more research on that, because that does have me a bit worried, because Red versus Blues just isn't going to be the same for me without Wash. And actually RWBY hasn't been the same for me since Pyrrha being gone. Like, I miss Pyrrha a lot.
Yeah, I get those vibes sometimes. Like, I wonder, like, what would have happened if she survived, but then everyone still went on this journey? Like, I just wonder what would have happened.
Oh, man. No, like, I spent, like, a lot of Volume 4 just with, like, making theories of possible ways she could have survived, or, like, could still be in the show, but still dead, technically. Because...
Yeah. It's a ghost!
Well, kind of, probably. It's just like the problem with like killing off a character and then bringing them back is you totally get rid of like the feeling of like nobody's safe, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, oh, if that character died and came back, then anyone can die and come back, and like death is pretty much meaningless. I think it was at the end of it was like season 10, like end of season 9 or 10 of Supernatural, where they basically had one of the villain characters give a whole monologue at the end of the episode, pretty much the writers saying to the audience that, hey, we know like killing anyone off is not going to be a big surprise to you guys because we've done it so much. Like, like Supernatural fandom, like if Sam and Dean die, like no one's going to be fazed by it. We're like, oh, we've seen this happen like 10 times.
Yeah.
So, and like same with like Rory in Doctor Who, like he kept dying and dying and dying, and we're like, oh well, he's just gonna come back. And Rory even makes a joke like, when do I not come back? So it's just gonna be, yeah, I mean it's good that they're not bringing anyone back, and they kind of do it a little bit, just a hint in Red versus Blue, but I think season 15 was kind of like a hint of like everyone thinking, oh, they're doing it again, but then it just said nope, and it made everyone sad. If they made it that far into the season, that is. But because a lot of people dropped it. Oh, Spider KP, KP. I said that so weird. Hey, Spider. He came in. Wash and Church are his favorite characters. Yeah, Church is a great one.
Verif is talking about Penny, and like realistically, like she's a robot. Like, I think she'll probably come back in some form, like, but later.
Yeah.
I think. Or
well,
maybe
a lot of people
like
think
developing her in Atlas right now.
Yeah, a lot of people think Volume 6 might be the possibility of a return of Penny, but I think a lot of people have also been saying the Penny we get will not be the same Penny.
Yeah, of course.
Which I was going to use a Red versus Blue example, but I'm not for the sake of spoilers. But basically, I'm thinking there's going to be like a Penny 2.0, and through like RWBY, like basically being like, oh, like you used to do like salutations and doing this. Basically, RWBY teaches the Penny 2.0 the personality of the previous Penny, and eventually it kind of becomes close but not quite the same Penny. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But also, I think even like dabbling with like a new Penny would be could potentially be disastrous writing wise and such. Not disastrous like, oh, it's gonna ruin the show, just like disastrous in the sense of like I don't know, people being like, it's just not the same, you know, and like, because everyone has like this really nice, like, innocent picture of Penny, or like all nice and sweet, whereas this other Penny could, I mean, the way I keep thinking of it is like more cold and emotionless, and I think that would just like upset people more. Like, yeah, like Epsilon, Brandon, exactly like Epsilon. So.
She's gonna come back as some, like, ripped mecha lady. I don't know.
Yeah. Wait, Stoic, are you talking about Red versus Blue or Ruby? Because the answer is yes to both. Like, I could see that kind of happening. Although I prefer Ruby does not do that. Does he say, not entirely, since this new Penny won't be the same Penny as before, so the only one we knew is still dead. Yeah, and that's kind of the same situation with Epsilon, was he's not the same as the previous character before him, but he is pretty darn close. And yeah, I don't know. I think like having an Epsilon situation with Penny would, one, people saying, hey, you're just copying your other show, and two, other people saying, oh, it's just not the same, you know.
Yeah. Okay, well, Penny is not going to be the same no matter what. So, like, I feel like people should get over that.
Yeah. I'm just saying, there's always going to be that, like, few that never do.
Yeah.
I think I will get over it pretty easily, but because I am a person with a thinking brain, but some people just, you know, they put feelings over thought, I guess. But that's like with any fandom and stuff, like, I don't know. But I also don't want, like, RWBY to become a show that's, like, run by the fandom as well. Like, I'd be totally fine if they just don't even dabble with the Penny situation at all. But, again, and they're also talking about, like, bringing Neo back, which is almost a little bit of that. Like, fans
like,
demanding
Neo was irrelevant. Like, she really had no role, but then, like, all the fans were like, Neo!
Yeah, like, I've seen some people have theories of, like, oh, she gets hired as an assassin by the Shnees to, like, go after Weiss or something, or I've also seen, like, for some reason she's connected to Whitley. Like, Whitley in particular, I'm like, why would that small boy have connection to a dangerous ice cream lady?
Oh my god.
But, like Neo, I think, is a classic character, but it's like, there's no point in her in the story anymore. There was almost no point for her in the show at all, other than aesthetics and to give the henchman a henchman. So,
yeah, like, okay, she has a really cool fighting style. She's like the silent and deadly type, and her powers seem really cool.
Yeah,
but like she was created like right before the episode she was put in. So, like, she really has no overarching role in the story. Yeah.
And like, Neo, and Inspector Who says Neo has potential, which I agree. But, like, I mean, I think the most sensible reason for her to come back was in Volume 4, and that being as, like, a revenge-type story, hunting down Team Ranger, trying to get to RWBY, because she's assuming RWBY killed Roman, you know?
Yeah.
But, I mean, I guess in a way that could still happen with her chasing them from Mistral to Atlas. But I don't know. Like, honestly, like, with Neo, I'm like, you know, like, personally, without Roman, there's not much point of having a Neo. Because...
Yeah.
Anyway.
The days when Roman was alive.
Yeah. Oh, man. I miss Roman, but I also like the new group that Salem has together as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
more sophisticated villains.
Yeah. I mean, Watts is almost to a point like the new Roman. Just like,
yeah.
He's more of a sophisticated version of Roman, I guess. He's like if Roman was rich and didn't have to steal, pretty much, and was like educated. Man, I don't know why I'm stuttering.
And like Roman like wasn't even going to have such a huge role anyway. Like he was supposed to die at the end of Volume 1, I think, but like people loved him so much, so they kept him alive.
Yeah, but you know, at least they like worked him into the story well and all that, and it like it made sense for him to last as long as he did. Whereas like with Neo, as Vera was saying, like there's kind of a lack of purpose for why she would be in it. But some people are like, oh, and I'm not trying to start a fight or like get anyone angry, but it's like, what purpose would she really bring to the story? Some people say, oh, she'll like make things more interesting, but it's like the show has so much on its plate already. Like, can we like sort out what we have first before we complicate it? Like, a lot of the complaints about the show is like you have too much going on, but not enough time to like sort it all out correctly, and so to throw in more complications like Neo and all that is just gonna, you know, make that problem worse. And also, like, speaking of Supernatural is a perfect example of a show that started to become run by the fandom and just started to become less and less good because of that. And Arrow's probably a better example, because Arrow, amazing first season, but then with season 2 they started taking in a lot of fan feedback, and a lot of that had to do with Olicity, which was a ship, and now Arrow is like Olicity the show. And it's just like all the drama revolved around Oliver and the Felicity girl, and it made the show unwatchable almost, because it's like Oliver doesn't deserve her, and like it's like, I don't know, it's like how many times could they almost get married and then break off their engagement and then eventually get back together, only for him to make the same stupid mistakes again. But I just don't want RWBY to become like that. But again, with it, I'm also like kind of one of those people within the RWBY fandom where I'm like, hey, they should do this, this, or this. And then it's like, I'm no better than the fans of the other two shows if they listen to me, you know? Although a lot of mine's like just more of like, hey, here's how we could fix this, or maybe we should, you know, spend a little bit more time making Volume 6, you know? Like, do whatever you want to do with Volume 6, but take your time on it. But seasons 5 and 6 of Arrow have been good. I mean, I heard season 5 took it a little bit back to its roots, which has me interested in checking it out since it's on Netflix. But yeah, I just remember watching season 4 reluctantly, and then just kind of being like, I don't know, season 4 was like, that was a really good episode, to meh episodes. And I felt like it was very far and few between like, that was a really good episode, and yeah, it was like Supernatural. Like the earlier seasons, it was like really hard to pick your favorite episode out of those seasons, but now it's all too easy to pick out your favorite episode per season in the newer seasons. So sorry, I've just been dominating the conversation today.
No, it's okay. It's like, okay, I'm off the rails, and like you have so many examples of your points, and I'm just like, yep, that's great. I haven't watched anything in like weeks.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's fine.
I mean, I try to like teach the unknown from the known, and it's like, hey, for anyone who knows this is what I'm trying to explain using what you do know. You know, so that's kind of what I've been trying to do. Yeah. Oh, Spider says, I just want to know, is Renora canon? I think it is. I think the finale to Volume 4 pretty much canon it. They like held the hands, Boop was playing, and then she put her head on his
cute together.
Breast. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of a shame.
I think it's canon.
Yeah, I think it's canon. I just think it's a bit of a shame that they do that at the end of Volume 4, but then have nothing even close to that all throughout Volume 5.
Yeah,
because now it has people questioning stuff. Because at the end of Volume 4, everyone's like, yeah! But then now that Volume 5's over, everyone's like, wait, is it? But it's like, no, guys, it is. They just didn't have time to, like, expand on it or show it in the background. So.
Yeah. Also, I think, like, Ren, he's so introverted. Like, he probably isn't into PDA that much.
Mm.
Like, we don't know what happened behind the camera. That's all I'm saying.
Oh gosh. No, but like I could totally imagine like Nora being the teasing type too, because she does tease quite a bit. But like if he's meditating, I could totally see her like trying to like tickle him or like do funny stuff behind him, like bunny ears and stuff like that, and he's just like trying to focus or.
So cute.
And like she's just trying to like publicly embarrass him, and he's just like, Nora, don't. But she's like, I'm doing it because you don't want me to. Ha ha ha. Yeah. But yeah, I do think Ren is not the PDA type at all. Hence the do not kiss the chef apron.
Or, yeah, do nothing to the chef or whatever.
Yeah.
That's so cute. I love him.
Yeah. Oh, Brandon's saying we saw some Ren and Nora body language, he thought. That could very well be so.
I don't remember.
I don't notice stuff like that all too much. Especially with animated shows, because I can't relate to an animated character as much as I can relate to a real person. And when I say relate, I mean like read their body language as well. Was that you on Discord?
Yes.
Okay. So, I guess we're gonna end the show since
I still have stuff to do. Like, it's technically spring break now, and I'm still off the rails.
RIP. Oh man, at least you get a spring break. I still have to go to work.
Oh, that sucks.
I'm not trying to have like a who's having a worse situation party. I'm totally fine how I am. Yeah. Wait, to be fair, RWBY was the real focus of Volume 5. Well, I think Team RWBY was the main focus of both Volume 4 and 5, or rather than they were never not in the focus.
Getting together, I think.
Oh, RWBY being getting together. Yeah, that makes more sense. It was definitely a reunion volume, which I really loved about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and it's something you have to like watch it multiple times to get. Yeah. So, anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Oh, and by the way, I do have a poll on a little iCard on this stream. If you guys would just like to answer it, it's like a yes or no question, so it's pretty easy. It's just about the donation goals on the top right-hand corner and the donation ticker. I'm wondering if like that should if we should keep that for VYTALCast or just like keep it to other streams only. So yeah, it's just a little bit of channel feedback, that's all. But also guys, feel free to always like talk and submit stuff on the VYTALCast channel of my Discord. Thank you and please. So, okay guys, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. I'm sorry I'm off the rails.